But
3 liters of beer,
but you don't
probably
know.
not.
You don't know how many beers he had. You just smell it on him.
I know.
So
if you smell it, then he had more than one glass. So I get either water or a beer or a glass of wine.
So you're at work. Don't you think you should get a water?
Pero if I'm having
you guys go to lunch and then you go back to work. And I know your lunch could be like three hours, right?
Yeah, some other people just have 1 hour break.
Okay, so 1 hour break.
Yeah.
I've seen people at lunch, and maybe they don't go to work. Maybe they don't work. I don't know. But they're drinking alcohol. So you're telling me that people...
A beer?
A beer is alcohol, is it not?
Yeah, but it's a beer.
That doesn't change what it is. It's a beer,
it's a beer, it's a glass of wine. It's not that high consumption of
That's
alcohol.
the equivalent of an American say, it's a gun. It's not, you know...
No.
It's still the same thing.
Not the same.
It is still the same. Okay. At the end of the day, you guys go back to work. Am I right?
Yeah.
So you can have a beer, then go back to work. You see, this is the problem that I have. And this is because I came across the story that...
It's not like you're taking the beer to work.
That doesn't... You see, this is why that story was so funny to me. And now, because of that story, I'm starting to see why drinking at work is okay. It's normal in Spain.
No, work.
No. Basically, it is. Because of this whole thing that I've seen and how crazy it was, we started a new segment on our channel. Spain is different. These are your people, so please tell a story.
On top of everything, it had to be a guy from Murcia.
Exactly.
So a guy that worked in an electrician company.
So he's an electrician, right?
Yes. Got caught drinking alcohol. And by alcohol, we're talking about beer.
It's still... go ahead.
During working hours. It is said that he was caught drinking about 3 liters of beer a day.
3 liters. Okay.
Okay, so his job fired him.
Yeah.
And he sued them.
Of course.
And
can I just say that the suing aspect here, that sounded very American because that's something we would do.
We don't necessarily sue a lot, like to the level of what the U.S. is, but it is true that if you think that you have been, we call it despido improcedente, which is like an unfair dismissal of your job. So whenever you feel like that has happened to you, it is very normal that you
How can you ever feel like that? You guys have...
Well, he did feel that was
which
unfair.
Is shocking, because he has a permanent contract. I mean,
years. He was working there since the 90s or something like that. So it was like a long-term employee. So this is something new for you because in the U.S. doesn't exist. But if you fire an employee that you had for years, the indemnification that you have to pay them for terminating their contract is thousands of euros. Depending on the industry that you work on and everything.
Is this like a one-time payment or is it like...
Yeah, it's a one-time payment and then they get unemployment because they've been fired.
So I have to pay you to fire you?
Yeah, so that's why a lot of companies that have old employees and they want to get rid of them, they either just deal with it or they try away. So I think that, they were a little bit fed up with him. They found that he was drinking beer during working hours. And then they were like, okay, this is it. They hire a private detective. I mean, that sounds so American.
It does.
And the detective got proof that he was drinking at the times and who he was drinking with because he had some peers or some clients drinking with. And this happened for years. But he sued them and he won. It was like illegal termination because there is no proof that drinking 3 liters of beer affected his job performance. Wait a second.
No.
And there was no proof that he had a percentage alcohol of
because they didn't do any tests, right?
Because they didn't do tests. So yes, there is proof that he bought the beer. There's proof that he was drinking the beer. But, and the worst part of everything is that the judge said that the company either have to rehire him, and pay all the months of salary that they hadn't paid him because they had fired him until the court case came out, or pay him 47,000 euros of indemnification.
Indemnification, yeah. Just straight 47,000 euros. So you telling me not only did I fire you and I have to pay you to fire you, now you're suing me, and it's either way I still pay you. And you collect unemployment?
Yeah. Unemployment is like if you get fired, you always get unemployment.
But at the end of the day, I'm paying you to be fired.
Because the guy, I mean,
And
I don't know how old he is and how many years exactly he worked in the company, but it says that he was working since the 90s. So
Listen,
it seems that he was fired in 2021, and then in 2024 is when the court case
finally
finalized.
finished.
So 3 years of payment plus the 47,000.
3 years?
Yes, or rehire him. I mean, the guy must be old. So if you think about how hard it's going to be for him to find a job now, the court is taking that in consideration. So that's
okay. I'll give you that, but still, that's still a little messed up. In fact, no, I don't want to hit him with complaints because there's nothing like that exists. Like you can sue a company, but when you get fired, you get fired. You're not even guaranteed unemployment.
no, over there, no. Now, some people take advantage, yes, absolutely. But
course.
who can blame somebody from Murcia with the heat in Murcia and having such a wonderful beer as Estrella de Levante? Anybody will have a beer in the middle of the morning.
Now, going for a drink at work on your lunch break, oh, that's taboo. That's automatic termination in the U.S. Like if you want to kind of like, it's alcohol. If you want to do something sneaky or have a drink or go relax somewhere where you don't have to worry about getting caught, you have to go like 5 blocks away from where the general vicinity of people that take lunch at the same time you're taking lunch.
Not even.
And not even. You really have to be careful. And you also have to make sure that you take off anything that can identify where you work. Not because of the staff that you work with, but because of the establishment you're going in. Because even then, people...
Especially if you have a uniform,
if
right?
you have a
Because the guy
uniform,
had a uniform. Like, he has the electrician
if you have a uniform on, let's just say I was like a garbage man, right? Let's just say, because you know the uniform the garbage guys wear.
Working for the city.
Working for the city. And I go into a bar with my uniform on and I, have a beer. The bartender might call the company on me. Somebody might call, one of the other patrons might call the city against me saying, hey, there's an employee in here that's drinking in the middle of the day. Even though I might be on my lunch break.
Boca chancla.
Yeah. It's that's it. Once they say that, I'm done. I lose my job or whatever little benefits I get from the U.S. and I can't file for unemployment.
Listen, I'm not pro drinking while you're at work, but I have had working lunches where I had a glass of wine or a beer here in Spain with my bosses, where we go out and we have lunch, and we probably don't even talk about work during those lunch meetings, hour or whatever, but we're just together, and in the menú del día, a drink comes with it. I don't drink Coca-Cola, I don't drink Fanta, I never drank any kind of soda. So I get either water or a beer or a glass of wine.
So you're at work, don't you think you should get a water?
Pero if I'm having un plato de cocido,
sí,
how am I gonna have water when cocido?
Muy fácil. Así, agua, por favor.
Yeah. No pega. I know that one beer doesn't affect my job performance.
But that's for you.
I'm not a doctor. If I was a doctor, I will not do it because, alcohol impair your senses. So even if it's a little bit.
But even so, don't doctors take a little drink when they go out?
Oh, I don't know any doctors, so I don't know.
You don't know any doctors?
No.
I'm sure it's entirety of Spain, but is that not a safety concern? Like you're okay with knowing that, okay, hey, this guy's an electrician, the power just went out in my house, and so I know he had a couple of beers. Do I really want this guy working with wires, electricity, and all this danger, potentially setting my house on fire?
If he had one beer, I would be okay with it. If he had 3 liters of beer, I'm probably not.
You don't know how many beers he had. You just smell it on him.
I know. So if you smell it, then he had more than one glass.
But would you be okay with that? Like, if someone was coming to your house to do something like that, working in that kind of field, would you be okay with that?
No, probably not. That's true. Now, my question is, if
you know what? Because now that I think about it, we did have a power outage a couple of months ago. Was
more
it a month
than
ago?
A couple of months ago.
A few months ago. I'm just saying.
The whole country.
Somebody might have had an aperitivo very early. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because it was like, what time it happened? 10:30, 11 or so?
I think it was around the aperitivo time.
And the whole country blackout.
Everybody went out for drinks.
Wouldn't be surprised. Now, from my point of view, because I work in HR for so many years, my point or my question is, if you were the company, what would you do? Would you pay the 47,000 euros and say, adios muy buenas? Or would you rehire him?
I don't think there's any plus to either side. It's 47,000 euros I got to get rid of.
I mean, 47,000 euros is a lot of money here in Spain.
Yeah, I know, and that's what I mean. So it would have to be a debate. How much money would he have accrue for 3 years? Does that equal the 47,000 euros?
Oh, no, but those 3 years they have to pay anyway.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is on top of what? Do you want to pay, if it's going to be the equivalent of 47,000 euros or not?
It also depends of how many years he has left for
Retirement.
But obviously you don't want something like that getting back to you because you have more employees.
And then they're going to look like, oh, so we can drink.
To at least lose your job, you know? Like, okay, you get them, but then I have to pay somebody that is not going to do any work for me. It's not going to give me anything back. Like, it's complicated.
I'm with you guys. I really love the system that you got here where it allows you to have these moments. And I told you before that you don't agree with me. Sometimes if you can find a loophole in the system to get back against, the government and the powers that be, I can't argue with it. But on the other hand, as the business, do you want to pay all that money or do you want to bring back a bad seed that can influence others to do the same negative behavior?
Yeah, I don't think that I will get him the job back. And I don't know what the company did because I didn't read that far into the story. But I don't think that I will hire them back. And then change the employee handbook to put new expectations for the rest.
That would definitely be your thing to do.
Yeah.
But now that my question would be to you, would you look at him as a hero for fighting for this wrongful termination, or do you consider him reckless for drinking on the job?
I think he did the right thing to fight for his rights. However, the landscape of the situation might not be the most ideal. And then what some people will walk away from is, I can drink at work.
Yeah, that drinking on the job in Spain is normal apparently.
It is not normal.
And I completely get that you guys, it's built into your culture. Completely get it. When you go out, like you said, many dia, you have drinks that come with it. Some meals you obviously want to have a drink with it.
Yeah.
And it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
But I don't see where the limit is because we can't do that at lunch. If you come to work smelling of beer, even if you didn't drink, if beer fell on you, you might be in question then. Like there will be reports about you. There will be someone saying, hey, you smell of liquor.
Yeah, but again, it's different because the concept of bars in the U.S. is not the same thing as bars in Spain.
It doesn't matter what your concept is. If you're drinking alcohol, you're drinking alcohol.
I don't think that teachers, medical staff, or anybody that has like a crucial job will go and have not even one beer.
Anybody's job can be considered crucial depending on who you're doing it for. If you're giving a service, I might find it crucial that you're handling money. If you're doing retail, if you're giving away a $20 bill and someone paid you with $5, that doesn't make any sense. So it's still crucial depending on what perspective you're looking at it from.
Listen, I know, and maybe this has changed in the last 15 years that I haven't lived here, but I have seen people, and again, I lived in Murcia, so I have to pinpoint that place, of commercial staff meeting with customers and closing deals over drinks. And I'm talking about hard liquor. I'm not talking about beer or wine. I'm talking about rum and whiskey and big things.
We have the same thing.
Yeah, but then they go back to work.
We do, there's the big shots will go out for a business lunch. You have some lawyers that will go out, have shots, and then go right back to work. You have people on Wall Street that go out. I mean, they do coke on the floor, so it doesn't matter. And then, go back to work. So
it depends on how much money you make.
It depends on your status.
I think the U.S. is classist. That's what happens.
You've seen it in the movies where they pull out their whiskey while they're in their office and pour a glass.
Yeah, everybody has a
little stash that they do it. I mean, but you have to be at that status.
But you do it with the malicious intention of I'm going to do it hidden. Here, we do it open in the white. So even private investigators
because if you can sue and get 47,000 euros plus unemployment and then go back to work and then laugh in your boss's face yeah, you paying me. Why not?
Anywho, explain it to me.
Please.
Totally tying it with the story. A cada cerdo le llega su San Martín.
A cada
cerdo.
A cada like face?
No, cerdo.
Oh,
Cada, each pig, cada cerdo le llega, gets su San Martín, his San Martin.
What's the San Martin?
So San Martin was a celebration that we used to have between October and I believe the first week of November.
What do you mean used to have? Y'all don't have it no more?
Not as it was before. So by, I believe, the 11th of
I'm
November.
only asking because I can't imagine you guys getting rid of a celebration. I think like you have a holiday almost every other day.
Well, we have celebrations, but baby, it's not like the San Martin. San Martin is just
Do you get a
now
day off from
celebrating.
that?
No, that's
Okay.
what I'm saying. That maybe celebrating those little towns where it used to be, but it's not like a national celebration.
Okay.
But San Martin was the day of slaughter of the pigs,
Oh,
of
pig
the
slaughter,
pork.
yeah.
So that's what the saying says. To each pig, they get the San Martin, meaning whatever you do, you're gonna get consequences.
That is such a long, roundabout way to say kind of like you reap what you sow or your time is coming.
We're making it more like, colorful and variety.
Question, do you guys come up with these sayings when you're drunk, when you have alcohol at this point? Because that's how I was seeing, like, this is part of it. Like, you go on lunch, you have your drink, you're like, you know what's a good saying? What if every pig gets their slaughter? That is a good saying.
And when do we slaughter them? In San Martin.
San Martin. So let's add that together.
Yeah, to each pig.
No,
each pig
not
gets
yeah.
a San Martin. You're just starting to get it, baby.
No.
That's good. That's a good sign.
No, this is not a good sign at all.
What are you against, the saying or the slaughter of the pig?
I can't even begin to pick one at this point now. Like the pig slaughter is one thing. I'm accepting that. I've accepted that your sayings or like somebody has to go through it. Whether it's a pig, whether it's a cow, whether it's a kid in the bed, what all of them. I get it.
You're taking it to the extreme.
No, I'm not the one that create these things. These are the things that you're teaching me. These are the things that you all are explaining to me.
They exist. I'm just transmitting the message.
You hear yourself? They exist. Why do they exist?
It's richness to cultivate the culture and to keep it alive.
My father does not watch horror movies. And the reason he doesn't watch horror movies is because he feels there's always some truth to these stories. So people like Stephen King, he feels like this guy must have experienced something dark to come up with all these stories. Yeah, so when I hear these sayings, I think there's some truth to these stories. I think somebody...
Well, it's true. There's a slaughter of the pig, and so you're like looking at the pig like something you must have done that you're paying the consequences. And maybe it's just being a pig and be delicious, but...
Okay.